JJ Prime here, back with another custom review. Today we're looking at the Transformers War for Cybertron Siege, Shattered Glass, Ironhide. So here he is in his van mode. And before we look at him, let's take a quick look at the paints. An emphasis on the quick, but we'll get into that in a minute. So I used some gold leaf, some semi-gloss black, chrome silver, and red. Yeah, there's not a lot to this guy. I'm gonna be honest. I know this is definitely not an amazing original idea. This has been done to death. Like even since Siege, people did like Shattered Glass Ironhides, and then whenever the DCS Army drone came out, which of course this is from that, people did it even more because it's a black base. So some people even just threw a logo on and called it a day. Others, did paints. I of course added paints. And yeah, we're here now. Which main reason I did this is because pretty sure I've mentioned on the channel at some point that I don't like the Earthrise van mold, and I've been waiting for SS86 Ironhide and Ratchet to get revealed, so I know like, do I want to repaint them? Do I want to do something with the Siege figures and just do it anyway? And SS86 Ironhide was revealed, and I'm not an overly big fan. Like I think I just have some issue with SS86. Like I don't like most of the figures in it, or just find them all right. Like they're not bad, but it's just not something I care for. But since that happened, I decided to just take the extra DCS armor drone I had lying around, make it Shattered Glass Ironhide, and then whenever SS86 Ratchet comes out, I want to repaint that one into Shattered Glass Ratchet, so that the two can be different bodies, and also just so like the Earthrise mold isn't my main guy. And I will happily accept them. But anyways, the actual custom itself, which does not have nearly as much substance as that conversation, unfortunately. But I still think it looks nice. One thing I did is that since my old custom from the Earthrise figure had more emphasis on the gold from the windows, I want to put a little bit more emphasis on the reds. You can see there's like some good bits of red poking through, which is pretty much all the red on the figure, but still nice. Windshield up here, I painted the gold leaf underneath, and the battle damage still stayed on. Which the battle damage on this, I did like add some silver scratches and stuff. What I did is I took off most of the original damage and then just added back some, so it looked a little bit more natural. Like I added some black back to the front here. And then this whole bit is the semi-gloss black, which weirdly is very close and matching to the actual like molded plastic black, which really surprised me. Like it's not one-to-one, but it looks like if Hasbro painted it black, it's probably more or less how it would look. Like it wouldn't match; it'd be like almost there, and I kind of like that. I think it's really neat that just turned out that way. I did leave a good bit of the gray on because I do like it, or like the silvery gray he has going on. And painted the rims of the wheels silver so they pop a little bit. Yeah, not too much the alt mode, but I do like how it looks. Of course, I love Siege Ironhide. Everyone on the channel should know that by now. I talk about this thing probably once every 6 months. This is probably the last one though. And it's a bit unfortunate, as I don't really see myself using the mold again. I could in the future. Like don't hold me to the fact that it'll never happen again. But it's just very unlikely since they aren't really re-releasing it or anything. So this could be it, and it's kind of something. Kind of gives you a feeling. But anyways, let's go ahead and get him into his robot mode. And here in robot mode, just the vibe hits. It hits so well. Granted, I have thought about going back and adding an extra detail or two, which who knows, maybe I will in the future. I'll probably show that off whenever I do like Shattered Glass Ratchet, probably, if I do that. It's just an idea now. We don't know if it's actually happening. It's just, that is the plan. We'll see how it goes. But once again, this is just a fairly simple custom. Okay, did add some like red to the knees here, which I try to make it to where the paint job at least looked a bit different from Siege Ironhide, which I think turned out well. I especially love how I did these arms here. Instead of painting this whole thing red, I painted like the sculpted bit going down here. Let me see if I can get that a bit closer. Come on, focus. Come on, come on. I don't think it wants to. It wants to focus on the chest. What do you do? You can kind of see it. But like I painted the little area around it to just kind of have this nice little layering effect. I think it's cool. I think it's neat. Which I guess while we're here, actually, we should have taken a look at the head. Let's get back in there. Get in there, man. Which I did add a bit of dry brushing to it. The only thing that sucks about on camera is the fact that you can't really see it. I think I mentioned this in the Laser Prime video. You can see it on the fin right there because I did it a little heavy-handed. But I do still like how it looks. But yeah, like I thought about maybe like painting like these little panels here on the arms and like maybe these little bits in the feet. I don't know. But yeah, I do really like how this looks. I mean, of course, again, it's Siege Ironhide. Everyone knows. I love this thing. But just finally having it in Shattered Glass colors is kind of amazing, since I was against doing it just because so many people already did it to death. And I usually don't like to do a custom that like a bunch of people have done. Like if there was like one or two, I'm like, all right, I can do this. But if it's like I see it all the time, I'm like, nah, I don't want to do it. I don't want to join that. But you know, I'm here now. Hi, I am in the crowd. But yeah, I did end up giving him the crosshairs weapon just because it was on my original Shattered Glass Ironhide, so it is now his. And then also, just a carryover from what I gave to the DCS Army drone, a Combiner Wars machine gun, which I actually just like to have mounted up here for his shoulder, just because I think that look is kind of neat. And now, for some quick comparisons, here he is with the OG boy. So you can see some very different looks here. Like I mentioned, this one has a bigger emphasis on the gold than the red, whereas this one is a bit more on the red. Where the gold is just restricted to the chest, and that's really it. And even then, just due to how the tinting works, it's not as, like, prominent. But it is kind of neat. Like, it sort of shows, like, a transition from the Cybertronian to Earth mode here, which is kind of fun. And then here he is with the current Shattered Glass Ratchet, you know, the official one, with my paint job and some of the Toy Hacks labels. Which I do think just these two look pretty neat together. Like, I do kind of like Ratchet in the Earth mode a little bit more anyways. Just because, like, you know, Ironhide here is all blunt force trauma, you know? Like, it's a war machine, it's great. But then you get Ratchet, who's, like, a bit more medical, even though this Ratchet is also very screwed up in the head. So, I mean, he's vaguely more medical. He's slightly more medical than just, like, just a weapon. It's a big, heavy bruiser guy, so I think it makes sense. Even though the big shield is... Oh, I can't. Okay. I'm going to get on a rant about the Earthrise mold, and we're going to be here for 20 minutes. But yeah, you know, it's a simple custom. I know. I am well aware. Like, I know this is not any new territory being covered, any new ground, but, you know, it's here. It's on the docket. We did it. It's done. It's nice to have a simple one every now and again, you know? Like, something that's not too difficult, not too heavy-handed. Just something easy. Even though it did take me a weirdly long amount of time to do this one. Like, I was on and off working on it for a week. Just because I was really tired that week. Oh, yeah, one more thing, actually. The arms here, you know, they originally had all the battle damage on them, but I also painted these semi-gloss black, then add a little bit back, which, again, it's just weird how close this is. It kind of blows my mind, even though on camera, like, it's a bit more shiny, which is the point of it, but it's just kind of neat. It was a neat discovery with this custom, so I learned something. I learned one thing while doing this, and that's just semi-gloss black is weirdly close to just the shade of black that Hasbro uses. Hopefully they'll use it more, then I can use the color more. We'll see. But, yeah. Anyways, that is pretty much all I have to say. So, please be sure to check out my channel for more video and custom reviews, and please don't forget to subscribe. You can also come check out my Facebook and Tumblr pages, links in the description below. And this is the 14th Prime, signing out.